Or as some would say, and that's kicking like there is no tomorrow.
By golly, you damn sure know. That dumb man this.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ant coming to y'all live and direct from Beyond Reality Podcast, man. Y'all know the drill, man. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel, man. I can't believe it, y'all, man. We on episode 40, man. Salute to everybody that's supporting, man. Pulling up all these dope dancers, man. Just, sharing a Krump story. But this brother I'm about to have on today as a guest, man, like, he's an amazing dancer, man, and he's like, it's kind of self-explanatory, so he gonna share his Krump story with y'all, man. So here we go, y'all. Krump Talk episode 40 with the homie Native. Let's go. Here we go, y'all. Give us 1 second. I'm trying to lock in. I don't know why it's not. Let me. Try to get him. Oh, he's out of service. Hold on, y'all. We're going to get the homie on. Don't worry. We got one of the Dad Press homies on. Big Right, what's the wave,
Here,
King?
man, I'm in here.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah.
What's good, bro?
What's going on with you, man?
Man, big chillin', man. Big chillin'. How you feeling?
I'm blessed, bro. I'm blessed.
Hey, man, Native, man, I want to say, man, I appreciate it, man. A lot of people, man, be hitting me on the inbox. You was one of the high demands, bro, to hear your story. So,
hey,
you
man,
feel me?
Hey, bro, I'm just honored people even want to. I'm honored people want to hear it, man. So I'm here.
Yeah, that's tight, man. That's tight. So, yeah, bro, let's jump into it, man. So, introduce yourself, bro, for those who don't know you.
Man, I got so many names. Y'all know me by so many different things. Native, Terry East, Scar Y, Young Bullseyes. Y'all know. Y'all seen me enough out here in the streets.
Facts, man. You've been putting in a lot of pain, especially lately, bro, man. I've been checking you out, man. Like, I see a whole new crease, bro. That's like, you just been putting in work as far as like the extra lab, or is that's just like naturally coming out? The different creativeness you coming up with?
It's a mixture of both, man. Like, honestly, It's both. Like I'm revamping a lot of stuff. I want to look a different type of way, and I'm inspired to dance again. I'm in a very healthy mental space, and a lot of it, some of it is freestyle, but I've always laughed. Like
Right.
just because you don't see me, like you don't see me, I'm not battling. That does not mean I don't laugh. Anybody will tell you I can never stop dancing. Like it'll never happen. But
Right.
I'm just more in a healthier space to create. So
Yeah.
now I'm really like I really just want to see. I'm in the spirit of feeling new again in Krump. So
Right, man.
the names is the names, but I'm new to dance again. I'm approaching it in a whole different way as I used to when I was a little bit younger.
Right, man. So I'm glad you're saying like feeling like new again in Krump, bro. So piggybacking off that, man, let everybody know how you got introduced to the to Krump, bro.
Man, the crazy part is, bro, it's like the introduction to Krump for me, man. A lot of people do not like. A lot of people don't know I'm from California. Like I think because people have seen like the start of me or they've gotten introduced to me in some way of footage or something like that, that it's like, oh, they know that I'm with the East Side. They know I'm with the East Side. They know I wrote the East Coast. But I am from Pasadena, California. Pasadena, California. That's where Weeze is from. That's where Clash is from. Pasadena, California. You feel me? So my introduction to Krump, like I started off clown dancing.
Really?
Started off clowning. Um, my name was Bugs Bunny the Clown. That was I was a clown dancer all up until about like 12 years old, 13 years old. Um, and it was an interesting experience growing up in California because clowning was just so it was just so magnifying. Like, bro, like that was probably some of the best years of just living. Like you would go to clown parties, people would have their face painted, airbrush t-shirts, Jordans, Chucks, shell toe Adidas, cargo shorts, little scrunchy socks. All the California niggas know what I'm talking about. I had a little Boost Mobile, the little I-50 Boost Mobile that matched the clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like I grew up I grew up in a very fun environment with clown dancing, and I knew I was really cool. Well, I would say because I was a kid, me and a lot of little Tommy the Clown, a lot of his family lived on the same street as my grandmother.
Oh wow.
So that's kind of how I got introduced to dancing. Like outside of my uncle dancing and stuff like that, I got introduced to it because we was just in the street. Like, I mean, literally, bro. Like we was literally in the street. You know what I'm saying? Dancing. Like my first encounter ever battling somebody, I battled my uncle at my god brother's birthday party. It was the first time I ever danced, like outside of me growing up doing the Michael Jackson. I think everybody did the Michael Jackson when they was a kid.
Yeah, that's a fact. Trying to moonwalk and all that.
Hey, bro, I thought I was Mike. Like you couldn't even tell me. I was in the mirror, glove, everything. I was Mike, but I grew up into that, and then I transitioned into Krump. Kind of around, I would say about 2004. It's like 14 years old. Krump was still relatively new. Like people were still kind of clowning. And I'm gonna be honest, bro, like I wasn't really feeling Krump when I first seen it. Like I was just like, nah, bro. I wanted to clown dance because clowning was just so like, bro, like if y'all was there, like for all the people that was there, like that grew up in that environment, they'll all tell you like, bro, clowning was just like everybody wanted to be from the academy, which was with Tommy, Big Tommy and all them. Like, bro, we wanted to dance with them, like Prissy, Chaz, and all them. Like me, like all these people were like celebrities, bro. Like we was like, man, I want to grow up, be on the big stage, like on the Battle Zone. Like, bro, you was on Battle Zone, like you was next level with it. So it was it's funny because only a few people know this story. And I remember a long time ago, I told Chaz the story. I said, yo, this is why I started liking Krump. There was this party. Tie-Dyes used to do parties. His name was Tie-Dyes the Clown. For people who don't know that, his name was Tie-Dyes the Clown. That's how I got introduced. That's how I knew Tie-Dyes. Tie-Dyes the Clown. So we was like, everybody, it was this party in Pasadena. It was at a YMCA. So we in the party, we see people clowning. And usually when people are clowning in the party, like it's a everybody will kind of disperse, and then you'll know who those people are. So people are starting to get off, they dancing, everybody banging. I was just not feeling it. Like I was nah, bro. But around this time, people was like, everything was just different. It wasn't what I was accustomed to in clowning, but it looked different. And I was like, nah. Like, what they doing? Because everybody, that switch was just, it just happened, bro. Like, it was for me, because I wasn't exactly all the way there for the creation and, all these, things like that.
Right.
Bro, it took, for me, being 14 years old, it just, like, you went to sleep one day and then the next day, what is this? Because that's how fast the dance was moving. Like, everybody was doing a different move. Everybody was adding different moves in it. So one day, everybody just, they moving like this in this party. And I'm like, nah, bro. This nigga Tie-Dyes came out in this party, right? And this nigga started getting off. Like, and I was like, yo, what is that? Like, who that nigga? That's Tie-Dyes? Tie-Dyes? Like, that's Tie-Dyes. Nigga, what? That day, I went back to my grandma's house and I started krumping.
Wow.
That happened. I went right into my living room. I was doing all of that, bro. It happened after a party. After seeing this nigga do that, I said, "Oh yeah, I'm done." And then it went from there.
Wow.
Like, that was kind of really the gist of the introduction of it. Like, it was just simple. California living, everybody danced. Like, your mama danced, your daddy danced. Like, everybody was dancing back then, especially with clown groups. Everybody had a clown group back in the day, man. It was just,
wow, man. Man, yo, bro, this is what's so dope about these episodes, man, because you get to hear like the exclusive, like from the horse's mouth on there. Like, I would never know that, bro. I would have never know that, bro. Like,
yeah,
I knew
it's
was clowning back then, but I didn't know he was throwing parties.
like, that's exactly how I seen this nigga Chaz. And I was 14. I'm 31. Bro.
Wow.
I was like, but to look in retrospect to think like but we knew him as like Tie-Dyes, you know what I'm saying? Not Tie-Dyes. Like, we just knew him like, oh, he was the nigga in the hood was nasty. It's like being on the court when you know somebody's just dope at ball. Like, no, that nigga's that nigga. And then there you go. And then after that, it was like, all right, I'm done with this. Bye.
Wow. Now, bro, what did your granny say when she seen you transitioning from the clown to the Krump?
Stop making all that damn noise in her house.
Oh man.
Yeah, she used to think we was upstairs wrestling. Even though we was. Don't get me wrong, we was some rowdy bunch of kids, but she used to think it was always noise. Until I got older, and then we can go through that, but back then it was like, stop making all that damn noise in my house.
Right.
Especially my grandpa. My grandpa don't have it. 12-hour shift from work, you want to go to sleep, we come upstairs, or you just hear boom, boom, boom. Loud music, y'all know black grandparents, man.
Right. Now, growing up, were you raised by your grandparents?
No, I was raised by my mother.
Okay.
I was definitely raised by my mother, but I had a very tight family unit.
Okay.
I was always at my grandma's house. My mom worked like 2 to 3 jobs, bro. She was like going to school at the time. She ended up getting 2 master's degrees. You feel me? Like, my mom was a hustler, bro. So, you know how it is, man. Sometimes you don't have all the time to do anything, but family is what is that backbone instilled in you. So a lot of my creative processes and my creative moments came from my grandmother's house because I spent most of my time there, with my cousins and stuff like that.
Oh man, that's tight, man. And it's also salute to Mama Love, man. It's like it's dope to hear like black women, man, because you don't hear a lot of black women seeing like they going to school and degrees
Mm-hmm.
and all that type, man. So salute to Mama Love, man.
No
For
doubt,
real,
man.
man.
Like I remember, I remember, like growing up early in the morning. My mom get me ready for school, drop me off at my grandma's house. She at work, come back, give me something to eat or whatever the case may be. Back to work. I know for a fact my mom had like 3 different jobs, bro. Like I was there for the entire ride of it. And then some of the stuff that I didn't see, she explained to me as I got older, like
Right.
things happening and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, rest in peace to my mother, because without her and my grandmother, which were the backbones of my family, y'all wouldn't know Native is Native, bro. Like
Right.
they wouldn't be there. There's always the start of something
Mm-hmm.
to forward the rest of something. So everybody who really truly know me know how I feel about my mom and my grandmother. So those two was always the ones that just, but that's later in the story too, man.
Yeah, man. And I also want to say thank you, bro, because for sharing that epic moment, and I can hear it in by the way you speak that like how it means so much to speak on like your mom and your grandma, and us as black men, bro, like we tend to get kind of like prideful and don't show emotions. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that a lot of like people as well as yourself, they've been expressing like they true, emotion platform. So I just want to say salute to you for, sharing that
Thank you,
moment.
bro.
That means a lot.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Real shit, man. So the name Native, how did you end up coming up with the name Native?
All right, here we go. So my first Krump name was not Native. So my very first Krump name was Fiasco. Very first one, Fiasco. I even got old footage where it'll say Fiasco. And it's funny because the homies in North Carolina, they know it as Fiasco Fugitive. So the Fugitive moniker came from a fam that was established in North Carolina when I had moved here. So I had moved in like 2007 to North Carolina. And around this time, I'm thinking Krump, for me, is dead. Like, it was over with. Like, I didn't move from the place where everybody was dancing and stuff like that. And around that time, I was dancing, but I was playing basketball. Like, I was a hooper, bro. I'm still a hooper. So if anybody's out there that feel like, hey, I'm just saying. But I was hooping. So, I was in and out of dance. Like, I was, living life, doing what I needed to do, stuff like that. And then I moved to North Carolina, and I went by the dance name Fiasco. So Fiasco Fugitive was my very first Krump name, established by the Fugitive fam that was in North Carolina, because I had got down with them. Because then I was just like, oh, I mean, Fiasco cool, but I ain't in no fam, so let me twist it up to be Fiasco Fugitive. I didn't fit the little homie role with the fam out here, because everybody was like, nah, nigga, you know how to Krump. So it wasn't like, oh, I'll get down with this, but Fiasco was my first established name. So now with Native, I was thinking of something, like I wanted to call myself something else, because I was just like, man, Fiasco's cool, but like I want something that's more me. Like man, I'm from California, bro. Like I want something G'd up. Like I want something that's like, and at first I was going by California Native. That didn't sound right. They ain't had that twang to it. Then I was like, all right, Cali Native. That didn't go right. Then I shorted it down. Then it just became Native. But at first, I had a group that I was pushing in North Carolina called Urban Natives. So Native itself was just, I would be big Native of the Urban Natives. And then it had been like, it was going to be a group, and how that went down. Then I scratched that whole idea, because that was doo-doo too. So I was just like, all right, Native. And after a while, prophetically, like God instilled a dream in my mind, or a dream to me, that I always heard God's voice at a young age when I was young. Like, came from a prayed up family, but I heard God's voice in a dream, and God said, "You are my son, and you are always home with me." Like, I remember waking up from that dream, and then that's when I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna be native." And then that kind of just stuck with me, because native means always remaining home to you, your word, and your people. So you mean like a native, like that's why I dance the way I dance, because I've already been here. I've already been here. I've already did it. I've already conquered it. I've lived here. This is my domain because it's already been decreed. Like, that's why I don't, like, that's why I have that kind of tenacity of, yeah, that bully type of mentality. But, that's the whole thing to native, like that part of that. So, yeah.
Man, damn, man, bro, man, I love these episodes, man. Man, this feeling like,
Hey,
man,
man, I like
I
it
would
because
have never
like I
known,
get to
bro.
explain a lot of stuff, because it's like, it's just those things that people didn't know. And then like the other names that come, just so I can explain those, because that's a process too. Like, there was native, and then after that, like, Terror East, to which people are really familiar with when I got the face paint and I'm wilding and stuff like that. Terror East came from Lane. Rest in peace to the homie Lane. Lane is who created the name Terror East. He made it up. We have a crew called 80s, and Terror East, and the way that Lane set it up, was the ending character of a video game. Like, the final boss that you go, like, I'm like, yeah, I am Dracula, come fight me now. Like that type of person. So I took that moniker and created something off from the homie's idea. And shout out to Lane, rest in peace to my brother. And Scar Y is Truck's old name. And he blessed me with that name because me and Truck, I've always looked up to him in comparison of somebody that I wanted to be like in the East Coast, because of just how this nigga was tearing people up in the East Coast. So when I seen that he dropped the Scar Y name, I was like, nah, bro, like, that name means something. And I really wanted to have that name. So he had blessed me with that name on my birthday some years ago. And then Young Bullseye, y'all know what that is, man.
Yeah, facts.
And so, and if I Scar Y has an acronym, and it sucks that I can't remember right now, because you talking to people, you just be like, you just draw a blank.
Yeah.
But if I hold on, see, I already know who's on though. That's why you have little homies, y'all. Have little homies. So yeah, I'm gonna pull that up, and then once it pops back, then I'm gonna tell you what the meaning of it is.
Cool. Yeah, so how was that transitioning from Cali to down south?
You know what, bro? Like, it was a culture shock, bro. Culture shock. Like, bro, culture shock. From from living from the West Coast, going to the South, like, everything just seemed a little bit like, I don't want to use the term slow, because I know that that's kind of derogatory to say that for country folk, but it just seemed real, like, laid back, like, to a degree that I wasn't used to. People, you know what I'm saying? People talk like this, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then now I'm like, what? Like, what is this nigga saying to me? You know what I'm saying? So, like, instead of people saying, oh, like, my name is Ryan, like, people be like, what's up, Ryan? Like, I'll be like, I don't know who Ryan is, bro. Like, who that? So, just a different way of life. But I'll say this about moving here. Moving here taught me a lot of self principles. The Southern people are very proud people. like very down to earth, very proud people, and very loving people. You know, I think the South gets a bad rep because of, I guess, whatever people see or talk about, you know. But back then in 2007, 2008, like moving from California, bro, I was like, I ain't seen booties like this. Like, that's a different butt from what I was used to. That's down. I was like, this ain't what they eat. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the whole entire just it was just face first, man. Because like after that, I went straight into school. Like, you know, I was going into high school, and I'm just like, bro, you know. So, and then I automatically became the cool kid because I'm the nigga from California. So everybody's watching like stuff on TV. So they're asking me questions like, yo, is it really like that, bro? And I'm like, it really, I guess, like, I don't know what y'all watch. So that transition, it wasn't tough. It wasn't hard or nothing like that for me. I would say it was just more of a culture shock because that's how I really learned how to adapt with people. Like how to really, I know a lot of times black folks call it code switching when you know what I'm saying? But like, that's when I really kind of got into a groove of figuring out who I was as a person because I was a detached. Well, I was taken away from where I was at and placed somewhere. So now you start to formulate like what you really like what's your own principles. Like, did you like that stuff just because you was from California, or did you really like this stuff because now this is really the type of person you are? So, I was like, it was crazy, bro. Like, it was crazy.
Wow.
I could consider that like.
Wow, man.
Sometimes it's still crazy because even though I'm in North Carolina, I haven't been to every city out here. So I'll go to some rural place and be like, I ain't never been here a day of my life, bro. But it's dope because I've learned how to appreciate land and like people and camaraderie with people because now out here people is just they real connected with everybody. Sometimes in California it's not really like that. You know what I'm saying? So
Wow.
it had its positives. It had a lot more positives than I would say negatives.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now, who was the who were the dancers that you first ran into when you moved down south?
Man, shout out to my fugitive fam homies. You know what I'm
Salute to
saying?
the homies. Salute.
Some of my homies ain't dancing no more, and one of my homies is he passed away like a long time ago. So rest in peace to Mark. Those were like the first guys I got up with. You know what I'm saying? When it came to just crumping out here because I was just so like, bro, when I tell you this is literally God's honest truth what happened. I'm walking this is like after school and I'm walking about to get out of like about to, you know, go out of the school. So I turn my head to the right and I'm just and I'm like, and I'm seeing niggas in the corner of this school. And I'm like, huh? Like, I almost forgot where I was at, bro. Because I was like, wait a minute. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect to see that. So at first, I was going to go there and watch because I wasn't going to dance. For a lot of, like, I'm a really kind of shy person. So a lot of times I don't like to be the center of attention. Everybody who gonna know me say that's a lie. Yes, he is. But I'm talking about in depth. You know, sometimes you got to force yourself to do something. Like you like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna do it. But I'm one of those dudes that's like, man, let me see what's going on. And then, bro, I don't know what it was, but that space was empty. The music kept going. I just took the book bag off, bro, and then people just said, whoa, who is this nigga? Because they already knew I was from California because word out here travels fast. Like Durham, North Carolina, not that big, bro. Especially if you in high school and then somebody say they from California, it's like, oh, you from California. So when that happened, it was like, oh, who this nigga? And then after that, bro, I got introduced to the Fugitive fam. And then after that, I got introduced to the Flawless fam. That was fams that was out here in Durham, North Carolina. And then some time after that, bro, like I would say about maybe a year, like not even really a year, because you know, school years when you in high school, it seemed like it's a whole year, but it's not really a year. But I would say about a couple months later, I met Goblin, who is now formerly known as Light. I met Chosen, not Chosen One, but Chosen from North Carolina, and the Sector 7. Like those were the people who were the established Krump group out here. Like, bro, I didn't know it was like that out here. Like it was a whole movement, bro. I was like, nah. I said, nah. Niggas got a whole squad out here. I said, nah, bro. So after a while, I got straight into it. Like my journey was face first into Krump. Like once I seen that a movement was here, I said, oh yeah, I'm right at home. And it goes into the native name. I'm right at home because now I feel comfortable again. So after me feeling comfortable, man, bro, the rest is just history. Honestly, like there was a whole family out here of people established. And forgive me, all my North Carolinians that I'm gonna forget, but Chosen and Goblin were the two established Krump dancers in North Carolina that held the fams down. You had Haz, Weirdo, Wings, Half Breed for all y'all OG, like for all y'all older cats who may not know about Half Breed, y'all should know about Half Breed. And they had events called the Carolina Conflicts out here, which is where Moody Boy danced at. Moody Boy got one of his starts out here dancing around us. I believe he was Sector 7 too. Theory, back in the day, his name was Tricks. Bruiser, when he was out here with Theory and all them, like people was out here back in the day. So, and I was watching footage around this time. I didn't even really like go out there until later on. Like I would say maybe like the second or third event, and then after that, bro, took off. So the movement here was already big. Like Sector 7 out here, they was beefing with ESK. Like when I first got here, they had a little ESK beef. Chosen, the OG that I'm talking about here, he battled solo. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm sorry. Did he battle solo? He either battled solo or Miho. One of them two. But they already had like an entire movement here. I just added to the piece of the pie. Like,
Right.
Everybody kind of thinks like I'm the leader-ish person here, but there was a whole entire system. I had to climb that system. That's why for me, I don't understand a lot of the newer generation of like, oh, you know, I'm getting off now. Like, no, bro, I had to go through that pecking order because I wasn't from this place. So I couldn't just, oh yo, yeah, I'm native. And they was like, nigga, who's you? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was all about respect back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, back then you gave the respect to get the respect.
Right.
You didn't demand the respect and then try to outbuck somebody and then, oh, we respect you. No. Came down there, did my thing. Hey, bro, who is you? And I'm like, hey, I'm native. Hello. And everything was just open arms. Like literally, bro. Like it's probably one of the most loving communities I've ever been a part of. Just North Carolina, period.
Wow, that's tight, man. Hella tight, bro.
A lot of people don't even know I live in North Carolina. For some
Bro,
strange
remember
reason,
when we was talking? I could have sworn you was in Cali, bro.
that's what I'm saying. Everybody,
I'm on the East Coast. I was like,
bro, my entire career, no one really knew I was from here except the people that like knew. Like everybody was, oh no, he's from Cali. Oh, he was in New York. Oh, he was in Virginia. But I was like, hey man, that's tight. I like that. But I would debunk that, y'all. I live in North Carolina.
oh man.
Yeah.
So you know, at this present time, bro, like from your beginning of your career to now, what impact has Krump made on your life?
That's a multi-layered question. Multi-layered answer. Man, bro, like I met a lot of genuine people in Krump, and I met a lot of people that I should have never like really been cool with. So it's a double-edged sword, you know. But I'm one of those types of people, man, where I look at things for what they are. I don't try to add too much into it or take too much out of it. It is what it is. You know, people disagree, people agree. That's just what it is in the game and the movement. But I've learned that if you really want to grow and Krump, you have to surround yourself with people who have your best interests, not the names, not the positions. Like, if they're your brother, keep being with your bro. It's easier to build with your brother than it is to build with somebody that you idolize. You know what I'm saying? So the impact that Krump had on me is I learned brotherhood. Um, I've learned professionalism. Through my dance career, I've learned how to be more of a professional when it comes to dance and how I handle business. Like we became businessmen. Like, that wasn't something that I thought of when I was a kid. Like, I didn't know that Native, the brand, the business, and all these other things. That was just not anything that was on my mind when I was like, my earlier 20s and teenage years. I became a better dancer. You know what I'm saying? Like, just looking at different forms of dance and appreciating art, like just artistry, not just the Krump dancing, but the artistry, the move, like why the arm swing is just the arm swing. Why are people's body mechanics like that? How do you incorporate all these things? Like, how do you think? I've learned the mind impacted me. Like, listening to people's stories and listening to how people would get these messages, even spiritually, like, it helped me. A lot of times we always talk about the pain that spirituality happened in Krump, but I never went through that. You know what I'm saying? My family and my people, like, my stepfather is an ordained minister. My family's been in and out of church. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, not in and out of church, but all through the church. So I've never, and the way we broke down stuff, we broke down, like, we got to the real, so my spirit of discernment was different. And I feel like my family and the people around me were praying for me in a certain type of way. So I didn't go through a lot of the pain and the hurt that Krump spirituality brought. I hate to put it like that, but that's how we got to talk about it. And spiritually, I just learned that everybody is different, and God uses people in different ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, there might be somebody that'll hear this interview and they'll go, you know what, bro, let me flip back into these pages, or let me hit up Native and let me talk to him, because if this happened to him, then what happened? Like, what do I need to pay attention to? You know what I'm saying? And those are one of those things, bro, because I'm not, like, I don't hide who I am and what I believe. I believed it since I believed it. So it's man, bro, like, man, like, I've learned so much, man. And then I'm still like I've learned how to keep relearning. Just that whole process of, yeah, I've been there, but there's always a higher plateau. I've looked at it and it's enhanced so many different things because I put so much into it. Like, I've just followed God in Krump, man. I didn't follow no other design plan, but what happened. Like, it manifested the way it did because it was already written. Like, I didn't create nothing. I didn't go like, oh yeah, I created my opportunities. No, bro, God laid that path for me. I just walked. I just put my head up and just moved. Like, that's why I dance. My dancing comes from purpose. Like, it doesn't come from, I use a lot of different emotions for it, but purpose is always driven in my mind, because without that, I wouldn't have been able to go anywhere or meet the people that I met. Some of my little homies, and still my little homies, they've been my little homies for like 10 plus years. You know what I'm saying? These niggas is family. Like, I don't even look at them like that. Like, whatever, bro. If you ain't Krump, you're a Krump.
Yep, same with my crew.
So it's one of those things where I've just learned how to be more open and understanding to the process of people. Because outside of Krump being a dance, it's people. You know what I'm saying? It's a dance, but it's a dance of the people. It's a dance of the hood people. It's a dance for the black culture. It's a dance for all of us. Not just the melanated folks, but we can welcome in other people. You know what I'm saying? So it allowed me to open up and tell who Ryan is. Not just native, but like behind the name. Like, hey, bro, this is how I feel. Like, hey, man, outside the Krump stuff, hey, bro, you come to my house. Like, hey, nah, bro, outside of that, no. Like, dude, what you going through? Like, oh, like, okay, so what's your background? Do you believe? Would you like me to pray for you? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of those things, you know, comes from, it just comes from different places, and that's rooted. And another name that I forgot to say, and I don't know why forgot to say this, but, and I'm also Jay Weeze, bro. Boom, Jay Dunn. If y'all don't know who Weeze is, man, make sure y'all go get some For What It's Worth merchandise right now at For What It's Worth. Boom. So yeah, and a lot of that stuff, like I've learned from even being around Weeze, bro. Like I've learned to really be brothers with niggas, bro. Like really be out there hustling, like selling t-shirts for gas money, like, you know what I'm saying? And then people praying over people. Like I really have seen this stuff happen in Krump. Like, and not just that, but I've seen the gangster stuff too. I've seen how it can get bad too, and there's a time for that, just like there's a time for everything. So man, I could go on, bro. Like I've learned so much because I've always been reintroduced to just new people. So now, you know, I have to look at a person. Oh, okay. Oh, it's tight. Oh, man, I didn't know you did that. Oh, okay. And then it creates another relationship. So I would say the biggest way it impacted my life is just, it impacted me by giving something that I can always give back, and that's myself. I can give myself, and I can receive things to myself. So, you know, that's a hard thing to say, bro. Like, how's it impacted you? Like, dang, like, I mean, bro, I'm still here.
It's a fact.
So, I mean, just watching like younger people, like newer generation niggas getting off crazy, like just being like, bro, people hitting me up going, hey, man, bro, I remember watching your footage from like, nigga, you saw that? Like, that's crazy to me. But it was there for a reason. It was put there. I mean, it was out, like that art has been put out there for a reason. So if people are looking at that and they can absorb what they felt through that, like through this, if they can absorb that, then we already here. So, you know, that energy never depletes. It just keeps moving to somebody else and to somebody else. So, you know, big ups to that. Like,
Yeah, agreed. Definitely agreed. This is one question that I want to ask you, bro, and this is kind of off topic with Krump, bro.
yeah.
So, you know, as you being a big homie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of explain like to, you know, the people that's viewing on how to become like a proper leader, especially as a black man. Like how do you be a leader of men the correct way?
There's no right way, bro. It's all trial and error. But the thing about being a leader is you have to know when it's your time to let somebody else play that position. A leader doesn't always have to be in front. You know what I'm saying? The leaders of the wolf pack is not even in the front. You know what I mean? Like they in the back observing everything. So a lot of times, you know, it's trial and error, bro. Sometimes you're gonna get into it with your people. Sometimes you gotta know when to back off. Sometimes you're gonna get hot at them. Sometimes, you know, it's a time to talk. It's a time to battle. It'll be a time to cry together. Like you have to really. I think some of the greatest leaders in the world, at some point in time in their life, had compassion. A leader with no compassion is blind. You're blind. You don't have compassion. Like you don't have empathy. You don't know how to feel these things. Like you can rule with the iron fist all you want, but sooner or later, bro, they gonna look at you. They gonna turn that eye, bro. And as soon as you got somebody that's riding with you and they do, it's a wrap. You lost them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so sometimes, especially at this point in my life, because now like I made a lot of mistakes with leadership, and you know, sometimes I may have dropped the ball when I shouldn't have. But now when I look at a lot of things, Like you talking to a 31-year-old man, you know, there's things that I should have been a little bit more taking initiative to, and then certain things that I kind of probably should have just pulled back from. And it's just trial and error. You know, sometimes the leaders are the first to be there and the last to leave. Everybody else sleep, I'll be the one still up. Just okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like, you know, even if it means stepping in. And sometimes, you know, good leadership has good counsel. Know how to pick good council members around you, people that can check you when you tripping, because sometimes you can be tripping, big homies. It's happened. We do that because we still human.
Mm-hmm.
And don't try to like son nobody like somebody else son, bro. Y'all brothers, y'all men. Y'all gotta, hey nigga, you nah, bro, don't do that. Because at some point in time, that challenge of authority, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I would always say, you know, and always be able to give your little homie something. That something can be anything, bro, whether it's conversation, whether, you know, if your little homie is a little short on money sometimes, helping them out, you know, extending a helping hand with also being able to give that branch if you need it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think some of the best leaders I think some of the best leaders are around the people. Like I'm always around my niggas. So, but the best thing is you would never know who it really is until somebody get off the throne. Then you'll, oh, okay, yeah, he gonna swing the sword. But like all my peoples, all my little homies, even the little homies and my little homies, like we're all fam. Like we move as one unit. Something that, you know, one of my 50 in here right now, bro, and I know he watching it. He'll skim through it, whatever. But you know, he same thing. Like I grew up with him for like 10, 11 plus years, bro. You know, at some point in time when he's the one that's like, oh, it's your season, you go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, bro. I'll back up. And now he becomes a leader in his own right. And so now, instead of me always having the higher position, oh no, bro, we finally here. Let's see how we can get all of this together. Because now I'm looking at you the same way you're looking at me, because we are equal. I may have what I have, but my anointing can go to you too. It's not just mine. Like, you know what I'm saying? That could jump to you too. And if it does jump to you too, then it's my authority, it's my responsibility to make sure that that's in check too, just like you're supposed to keep me in check. So then now, instead of just having one leader, you have community. You have a round table. Yeah, I may have Excalibur, but there's the round table, because who's King Arthur without knights? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it is what it is.
Facts, man. Facts, man. Last question, brother, man. What's next for the amazing Ryan, man?
Look, bro, I mean,
On and off the dance floor. What's next for you, brother?
look, man, something's finna drop. Something's gonna drop, and it's gonna make everybody go, whoa. Like, when it drops, everybody about to be like, dog, it's gonna change. It's gonna change the rest of my life. Like, that's like when it drops, like when for the future, like when it drops, it's gonna change my life, and nothing will ever be the same. Everything else, man, projects. I'm still gonna have stuff coming, so keep on the lookout. IG Reels is like posting. My little homie has gamer content. I'm about to try to integrate with that with him as well. At Skits Visuals, if you guys don't know, and I think his tag name is at Trav Skits. So if you see that, you know, make sure you guys look at his gamer content, and then, you know what I'm saying, y'all might see me on there every now and then. Battle reviews. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, I want to be a little bit more social. I mean, these last like year and some change, I kind of just pulled back from everything because mentally, I went through a lot of things. I lost my mother around COVID, and then I lost my grandmother the year before that. So, you know, bro, everybody has to reprogram it. You know, get your mind right. And I'm just waiting to see just really what God has in store for me, man. I mean, I just did Red Bull. Red Bull is dope. You know, shout out to Red Bull. I'm still gonna battle one of the judges there because I'm a buck nigga, and that's just how it gotta go. But sky's the limit, man. I got a whole bunch of ideas coming out, so everybody should just be on the lookout, just for just whatever happens. And then my little homies got stuff too. I forgot the little homies the tag to this brand that he promotes. That's my bad. But I got that going on. I'm gonna have some little pieces, some selective pieces that's coming out, little hype fans apparel that's coming. So, you know, now that I've spoken out there, now I feel responsible for making sure it goes, because then y'all gonna be like, where happened to it? But
Right.
yeah, I
Right.
mean, yeah, but I got a crazy bomb dropping, and I can't say nothing about it just yet, but when it drops, like, it's gonna drop and everybody gonna be like, dog, like, whoa, bro, like, hey, that's the next move. So yeah, man, I'm really excited for that, man. So other than that, you know, I'm battling Swift. You know, hopefully that battle goes through. I'm battling Swift coming up. There's gonna be a bug battle, Gangland. Make sure y'all go there. Me, you know, me and Kid Bullseye might, you know, do a little clash, little boom boom. You know, so we gonna get that in. Shout out to all my Bullseyes niggas. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all follow Ruin stuff. Make sure y'all follow Cannon stuff and Coinga stuff. It's just it's a lot, bro. Like, it's a lot on the plate, but it's not too much to eat.
All right, man.
Shit.
Man, Native, man, you gave me this in a eye-dropping, like, dope episode, bro. Like, I didn't expect, like, this type of content, man. This is a classic, bro. I really appreciate this, man. And it means a lot, bro, for you to support the platform, man. It means a lot, man. It goes a long way to have, like, brothers like yourself, you know, supporting the Krump movement, man.
I mean, that's what it's about, bro. Like, platforms like this, just for people to get out their stories, you know, like, it's a lot of, you know, dope individuals, talented individuals, genius individuals, that they need to get their stories out, so then people can, you know, understand, like, where they're going. You know, you can only know where you're going by the foundations that's already laid, bro. So
I agree.
You know, I always like to, you know, tune into stuff. You know, I remember you had Moolah on here. I was like, where has he been? Like,
bro, peep, man.
You know what I'm saying? So,
bro, the lineup that I got, man, is like crazy, man.
You know,
like,
I appreciate people speaking while they have the time to speak. You know, I've had the beauty of knowing Enforcer pretty well, but I think Enforcer's voice and his presence would be something that this Krump movement needs right now, because
1000%.
He had a lot of information. And one thing that I've learned from that brother is, don't be afraid to share information that you have. Like, if you have information, it's valuable. So I always want to, any opportunity that I get, just to spread information, even my story, if anybody's ever interested. You know, if anybody ever wants to talk or hit me up, I know my Instagram be crazy and stuff, but just send me a message about what's going on, and bro, I'll try to definitely get back to you guys, even if it's something that's going on in your personal life. Because like I said, bro, this is dance, but we're a community first. You know, and that aspect of everything is most important, because without the rest of y'all, there's no movement. You know, you know, we looked at things and like we're being attacked with a lot of things in the Krump movement now, only because people didn't take the time to correct these mistakes then. And I don't want to be the Krump dancer that kind of idly lets it go by. It's just not my spirit to do that. I'd rather sit up here and talk to somebody like, hey, bro, like, hey, man, I need help with okay, so let's chop this up, you know, and inquiries for all that. You know what I'm saying? I teach classes. If y'all need it, it's available. Whatever you want to know. But yeah, man, I'm thankful for this. This is a great opportunity. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Let everybody know where they can follow you at.
Man, you can follow me at Native Tsunami with 3 eyes. You feel me? It's the same thing for my Instagram. I mean, not Instagram, same thing for my Twitter. Facebook, y'all have already seen me on Facebook. But you can follow my fan page at Ryan Native Taylor and be on the lookout for the next little Hype Fiends Instagram tag that I'm gonna have that's gonna have all the apparel, so then that way you guys can hit me up and ask for anything that you guys need. But yeah, IG and Instagram is what I'm mainly on. I'm on TikTok, but I gotta get used to being on TikTok. But if y'all want to follow that, that's the same thing, Native Tsunami with 3 eyes. And just hey, if you guys are ever interested or have any ideas, any collaborative things that you guys got going on, let me know. This is a platform that people should support because it helps Black stories. Like, it helps Black perspectives to forward Black perspectives by Black people for the Black person. But these stories are for everybody to be inspired by. That doesn't mean that, oh, okay, I can't. No, bro, this is a part of your legacy too, because Krump is a part of you. As long as you're a part of Krump, you're a part of that brotherhood as well. So, don't be afraid to hit me up, man. I'm a very peaceful man. I know footage be making me look crazy, but look, man, just hit me. Sometimes the response, like even with me and him, it was getting a little choppy, but we made it happen in God's divine timing. So, if you guys need me, I'm accessible to the movement just as much as I gave to the movement. I want y'all to give back to me and be on my head. If there's questions you got, hey, Native, what's up with this, man? I may not know the answer, but we can find out together.
Facts.
Yeah,
man.
man.
Hey, man, Native, man, I just thank you again, man. Like I said, man, it means a lot. We'll definitely be in touch, brother, and I'll make sure everything that you got, I'll make sure, I have eyes on it, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Salute, King, man. You have a blessed night.
You too. Peace. God bless you.
All right, peace out. Man, I just had a dope episode with the homie Native, man. Krump Talk episode 40, man. And y'all know my slogan. I'm just a guy that like to talk about reality. Peace.